Well, for the final time then this Barclays Women's Super League season, we are underway at Emirates Stadium. Arsenal looking to preserve their unbeaten home run in the competition. Everton hopeful that they can upset another London club behind enemy lines. Arsenal did lose their first BWSL meeting with the Toffees back in 2011, but actually they have been unbeaten in all 23 since, and won December's reverse fixture by 3-1. I suppose the pre-match reading sounds pretty ominous for Everton, but maybe they can learn some things from how Brighton approached last week's game in Crawley. Frank Kirby.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it shows, you know, if you press aggressively, if you're high intensity, which Everton will do, you know, obviously they've had a bit of time off now from games, so I'm pretty sure, you know, they'll be feeling fresh, ready to go. And yeah, you know, if you just make it as difficult as possible, it's really hard when you go to the Emirates against Arsenal. We know how prolific they are there, we know how solid they are there, but Everton will also feel confident going into this and want to make it really, really difficult.
He's going to roll just out of play, so Emily Fox racking up her 50th BWSL appearance for Arsenal tonight can get us back underway. Talia Codina, one of 3 players out there for the final time. Katie McCabe, we're still unsure on her future at the moment, although if reports are to be believed, she may well be extending her stay. There's a bit of defending to do here, though, up against Toni Payne. Not the best final choice in the end by the Nigerian.
I think that's something that you're going to see a lot tonight from Everton in the transition. They're going to hold off in the front press, be a bit more aggressive maybe in the centre of the pitch to win the ball. They've got Payne out there who's very, very quick. So if they're able to catch her in a race with Katie McCabe 1v1, that's probably where they're going to likely get most of their joy.
Codina. McCabe in field looking for Frida Mornham, who is in incredible form at this late stage of the campaign. She is able to draw the foul.
Yeah, it's clever play, lets the ball run across her, and yeah, it's a foul from Ruby May. She just loses it. But she's been in really good form with Russo. The way that they've been pairing up, little assists to one another, it's been really fun to watch.
And the two of them combining against Brighton this time last week. I'm not sure that would have been as fun for you to watch, Fran. As Mead is bursting in behind. What a story this could be inside the opening 3 minutes. Oh, just couldn't lay it off in time. Prodded away by Mace. Here's Palova. Fired back in by Caldente. And away by Kitagawa. McCabe. Away by Mace this time. It's Kramzar who can just try to relieve a bit of the pressure on the back line, but already it seems like we're settling into what we're expecting the pattern of play to be in this game.
Yeah, it's a really difficult place to come, you know, in terms of being aggressive in the front press. Arsenal, they're so comfortable playing at the Emirates. It's just more how can you defend, how can you be solid, compact. You're not going to have much of the ball, you're not going to have possession, so it's just trying to pick your moments when you do transition, and also when you win the ball back, you have to secure the next pass because they're kind of be around the ball as quick as possible to win it back.
Part of that speed comes from just how quickly they get the game restarted as well. Arsenal working it from right to left. When the team news did come out, we were wondering where Mas Pacheco may line up, whether it may indicate a switch to a back 3 for Everton or a back 5. Looks as though she's given a bit more licence to get forward, or indeed to double up on the threat here with Emily Fox. Pacheco does get the block in.
Yeah, you do see that sometimes when oppositions have a threat on the wing, they like to double up with 2 left backs, so to speak. Obviously, Pacheco playing more of a left winger, but it just gives them a little bit more defensive stability down that side, being able to double up and having more defensively minded players.
Here's Caldente. Over helped on to McCabe, who has lots of green grass ahead of her, and Olivia Smith too. Three to aim for inside the penalty area. Mead begins her run too. Everton, though, very quick to get back in their defensive structure. Codina. McCabe's cross. Mornham had stayed forward. It's going to come here for Alessia Russo, who wasn't able to get her body over the shots.
Yeah, it's a really positive start from Arsenal. Quick play around the box. Just peels off, can't keep her shot down. It's a difficult one to get your leg all the way up and over, but positive start from Arsenal.
Another player who has been in good form recently, scored a brace against Aston Villa to take her tally to 11 in the BWSL this campaign. She only needs one more to equal her best return. 12 in each of the last 2 seasons for Alessia Russo.
I think as well you've seen a different style of play from her as well, in terms of sometimes playing as a 10, sometimes playing as a 9. She's been able to mix up her game a little bit and also have the outcome that she has in terms of scoring all the goals as well, especially as she's been moving in between the 2 positions.
Pacheco beaten to it by Beth Mead. Aniki Borba has retained the gloves in this game. She started on the weekend against Villa as well, having missed the previous 3. Van Domselaar seemed to have been the preferred choice following her return from injury. Here's Caldente. Easily cut out there by Hannah Blundell.
There's 2 sloppy passes there from Everton, straight into the middle to Caldente. You have to secure the first pass if you're going to build your way up the pitch. Then a long ball. You can't just keep giving Arsenal the ball back. You've got to look after it a little bit more, otherwise you'll get to later stages of the game and you can't quite get that pressure, and then your decision making will get worse because of your fatigue. Just need to try and calm down on the ball a little bit.
Not typically a side that do dominate possession, Everton. In fact, they have lost every single BWSL game in which they have had more possession this season. I would like to see them protect the ball a bit better than they've shown in this opening 7 minutes or so. That's better by Katja Snoys. On Kitagawa. Medina beating Kramzar to it, and that one's loose by Borba. Tony Payne, opportunity to cross. And Palova doing enough there to shield that one to safety up against her compatriot, Katja Snoys. Mariona Caldente can look to spring an Arsenal counter-attack, and it's Frida Morna powering through the middle. Russo delays, waits for support, which she gets from Beth Mead, who drags her shot well wide of the target.
I think she'd already made the decision she was going to shoot before she took the first touch. But of course, the night that it is, you expected to take that shot there. But it's really clever play here from Caldente. Really good strength from Mornham to get herself away. Really good first touch. Links the play well. And you can see here, Beth Mead, she's already decided she's going to shoot. Just maybe could have got control of the ball a little bit better to open it up a little bit more, but really good attack there from Arsenal.
It is Beth Mead's 264th appearance for Arsenal. She scored 86 goals in that time. She'll be disappointed. Striker of her calibre was unable to get that one anywhere near the target. Off goes Pacheco. Managed to stay onside, and Fox is really quick across the ground to win back possession. Can be a really good battle on this near touchline between the 2 of them. Caldente into her stride. Smith again, drifting out to the left-hand side, and showed a bit too much of it to Hannah Blundell. He returns the favour.
it's just the first touch at the moment, I think, is getting away from the Arsenal players, which is halting their advance when they are going forward. But it's really nice play, the way that they're getting out of the pressure. I think it's half pressure from Everton. It's not quite fully aggressive, but they're playing out really, really well.
Okay, this time going for a lower delivery. That one easily cleared by Ruby Mace, who does lead the way for Everton in terms of tackles, clearances, blocks, interceptions, yellow cards as well. But that's one for another day. It's no real surprise to see Ruby Mace nominated for the Barclays Women's Super League Player of the Season in a campaign in which she's been able to get an England call-up too.
Yeah, she's had a really good season, obviously coming into Everton, cementing herself in there, playing as centre-back. She has originally played as a midfielder, so dropping back in centre-back, I mean, she's done it before as well, of course, but really cementing that spot for Everton and having a really, really good season.
And a game, I'm sure, will mean a lot to Ruby Mace, this one as well. She spent 11 years as an Arsenal player, made 7 senior appearances for the Gunners. Wheeler. Not too many options there for Mace. She took a risk, and it was a strong and committed challenge to win back the ball from Olivia Smith. Brosnan. And Janina Leipzig of Leicester and Lisa Kopp of Spurs this season have made more saves than Courtney Brosnan, who has, throughout the course of this campaign, consistently established herself as one of the finest shot stoppers in this league. She's quite happy with the ball at her feet, although she's given that one straight back to McCabe. Another flying challenge from Mace.
Yeah, it's well anticipated there from Katie McCabe. She reads the ball. Strong tackle here from Ruby Mace. Everton having a little bit more possession, even though they kept going backwards and backwards, which was allowing Arsenal to come into the pressure. But they'll be happy to just have a little bit of possession, get a breather from all the hard work that they've been doing out of possession.
Fox has stayed forwards. Wheeler. Riding the challenge of Russo, and there's a bit of space here if Everton can work it, but it's ever so slightly behind Pacheco. Olivia Smith was one of the players that scored on Arsenal's visit to the blue side of Merseyside earlier this season. Scored a stunning goal. Tied to Katie McCabe's half volley. And another from Alessia Russo, which I don't think she knew too much about.
I think Olivia Smith has scored quite a few stunning goals this season.
Including her very first one at this stadium on the opening day against London City Lionesses. What a way to announce yourself to your new fan base. Pacheco. Fox snipping in, here's Russo. Has Mornan running with her. Through the morning, pulling one back. Russo had gone to ground. Referee Grace Lowe quite happy for play to continue. Pull over. On a jinking run. Crossed in by Fox. There's a header there by Beth Mead. And it came crashing off the crossbar. Well, she won't come much closer tonight without scoring.
She got such good contact on that header as well. It's really good play here from Belova. Commits the players, gets a bit tugged. Great ball by Fox. Desperately unlucky.
You could feel the Emirates hold its breath as the ball sailed through the air there. Ready to spring up in celebration with Beth Mead on a special evening here. At the other end, it's Kitagawa who was bursting forward, but well matched for pace by Emily Fox. And as you can see, Arsenal starting this game the brighter in the attacking sense. 3 shots to 0.
One thing Arsenal are doing really well is the counter press. If the passes aren't coming off, they've got enough players around the ball that they can hunt it down quickly, and that's when they're also getting the transition, because Everton are trying to get themselves out and become expansive, but they can't, and then Arsenal win it, and then they're straight onto the back line.
I need to be a bit more patient here, though, with their build-up play, as McCabe will check back. Caldente. Smith for McCabe, and now with Pullover. More adventure here from Lotte Wubben-Moy. Arsenal given the benefit of the doubt there by the officials on this near side, although now back under Everton's spell here with Kramzar. Caldente, Morna, Russo. That's gone ever so slightly too early.
Everton are really struggling to get the ball up the pitch. It's really difficult because both forwards are having to come all the way lower to try and help defensively. Really clever pass here from Mornham. It's very tight.
Could have gone either way, that one. Brosnan, though, quite confident that she had her angles covered.
Couple of warnings for Everton now.
There is a player who perhaps they don't need too many warning signs from. It's Alessia Russo, who has 6 career goals against the Toffees. Collected by Kitagawa. Nice out for Hannah Blundell. Oh, who again gives it straight back to Arsenal. It's Alessia Russo bursting through. Brosnan did enough at first, and then it was smashed to safety by Martina Fernandez.
Yeah, it's really good covering by Ruby Mace. Hannah Blundell gets herself in all sorts of trouble. There's no option in the middle for her, so as soon as the midfielder rolls out, opens the space. Sloppy from Hannah Blundell, really good from Ruby Mace. Brosnan gets a little bit fortunate, I think, with where the ball ends up, but it just shows that Arsenal As soon as you turn that ball over, they're going straight away towards goal.
Just saying, it's great anticipation, isn't it, by the Everton defenders. If Fernandez didn't get there, Hannah Blundell had made her recovery run as well, just to help out the goalkeeper. Based on Courtney Brosnan's reaction, she won't want to see or experience any more of those moments in this game. Wasn't too happy with her outfielders as Pacheco can pick out Kramzar.
Arsenal's recovery, the intensity in it is making it really difficult for Everton, but Everton, they have to be sharper on the ball. The passes go into the back foot, has to go in front to allow the player to drive onto. At the moment, just a little bit sloppy in possession.
Caldente trying to inject a bit more pace into this latest Arsenal attack. Olivia Smith had strayed. It's been a bit of a mixed campaign, this, for Everton, who were able to hold a pretty strong offside trap there.
Yeah, she wanted the slide pass. She built up the momentum, the speed. She wanted the slide pass, and Caldente just missed it.
Looks forward, looking for Kramzar on this left-hand side. It's Wubben-Moy who's come across. And that's going to be one of the easier decisions that Grace Lowe will make this evening.
Yeah, I just wonder if she has to do it. Lotte Wubben-Moy, she's not going anywhere. She's going towards a corner flag. Yes, put pressure on, make it difficult, shut off the line to the goalkeeper. She's going to her own corner flag. You don't need to cause a foul there.
Bit of inexperience shown by the 20-year-old, who was the first Slovenian to ever play in the Barclays Women's Super League when she joined on loan from Roma. Do have an obligation to buy in the summer, Everton. Olivia Smith. Needs space to turn. Clemente spots her on the move. So did Fernandez. Godina. McCabe, or just hugging the edge of the Everton penalty area, and Arsenal red and white. Also it is who peels out wide, taking Mace with her. Olivia Smith draws the foul, and it will be a free kick to Arsenal in a very dangerous position.
Yeah, it's really clever play by Olivia Smith. This touch here. You can see Hannah Blundell is going to go in for it. Just a little touch, just buys the foul in a really dangerous area for Arsenal.
And you wonder whether, once more, Beth Mead's eyes will light up here as Arsenal are presented with a shot or shooting opportunity towards goal. Indeed, it is. Mead and McCabe stood over this one.
I think she will really fancy this opportunity.
It's laid off for Beth Mead, who this time gets right underneath it. I don't think you need to be the world's greatest lip reader to See how she felt about that one.
No, just got under it.
Of course, a nice gesture from Renee Slagers to start all three of the players who have confirmed their departures, but I suppose when you are Arsenal, you do have this level of quality and depth. It's not as if it is a charity case by any means.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, these players who are leaving the club, they're still quality players, even though they're leaving a team like Arsenal. And one that I'm really excited to see grow and play hopefully a few more minutes is Pullover. I think she had a really good start at Arsenal before her ACL. And it takes time to find that flow, that rhythm back. So I'm excited to see where she goes next and to see the flow and the game time that she gets.
Well, she was so cruelly robbed of so much time on the pitch, wasn't she, Victoria Pullover? Done her ACL while on international duty back in 2024. She's been sold a bit short there, though. And it's Wheeler going for goal! It was dipping, but it wouldn't quite dip quickly enough for the Australian.
Arsenal really nearly got caught out there. They get lucky. Very lucky, and this is what can happen when you have the ball, you're comfortable, you're creating the chances. It takes one moment.
Very nearly channeling her inner Mamiki against Chelsea. Spotted Hannah Hampton off her line and was able to chip her. And that will give Everton a massive boost in confidence. Caldente. Kramzar it was who was booked there, the first player into Grace Lowe's book this evening. Bit too much on that for Rousseau by Caldente. This is the incident, and it's simply, I say in refereeing language, delay in the restart. Here's Payne. Gorba able to hold on to it. She needed support though, didn't she, Tony Payne? Someone willing to take the risk inside the Arsenal penalty area.
Yeah, but also I think look up before, see that your players are trying to catch very quick Payne. So you have to sometimes wait for your players to get with you. Just have a little look here. Keep looking. She's even looked and she still thinks it's on. It's not quite on. I think just hold the ball a little bit longer, let your team get up and keep the ball higher, because you just give Arsenal the ball back. But it's a lot more positive from Everton, and the way that they're pressing, the way that they're playing forward, they're getting higher up the pitch. They'll definitely have a little bit more confidence now.
Definitely their best spell in this first half hour, Everton. Goes up towards Kramzar, beaten to it. Some lovely skill by Smith, although doesn't get the verdicts from Grace Lowe this time.
I wonder if Kadina had made a bit more of a meal of that tackle there from Kramzar, if the ref would have had a look, because that was a late challenge there.
It has been overlooked for now. So we'll need to be careful for the remainder of this game.
I'm not sure how much contact there was there, but it looked like there was a little bit.
If the challenges continue to go in like that, Scott Phelan may well have a decision to make in terms of ensuring that he still has 11 players on the pitch. For now, though, his team have themselves a corner.
They've really come into the game now after that chance that they had. I think maybe that gave them a bit of confidence in the press and the pressure that they're giving Arsenal. And these are the moments now when you don't have much of the ball, when you don't have much possession, your set pieces have to count.
I don't think there can be too much doubt about that decision based on the slow motion replay. Of course, none of the officials have the benefit of that one this evening, and I suppose probably for the best, given the amount of controversy we've had in VAR, both in the men's game and the Women's Champions League this season. So, Everton corner, swung in by Kitagawa. Away at that near post by Mornan. Here's Hayashi. Caldente under pressure inside her own penalty area, but able to remain composed. Fox out for Mead. Does that so well, doesn't she, the American? Drifts in field, wins the foul. It's going to be another yellow card for an Everton player, this time Claire Wheeler.
Yeah, really clever play from Fox. Gets across her and, yeah, takes her down, stops a dangerous attack, really, because Everton were out of balance.
Palova back in, there's Mead! Who has hit the bar for a second time in this game. Oh, how's your luck, Beth?
It's a fantastic strike. Don't think she could have hit it any cleaner. Maybe third time lucky.
She will, of course, continue to press and to probe. Maybe, just maybe, there'll be a wry smile in a moment or two.
Yeah, it's really nice play, really clever run from Palova. Waits for her teammates. It's a very clean strike, and she's so unlucky that it just doesn't dip quick enough.
Brosnan well beaten. As Beth Mead takes another look at the big screen there, just to see how close she came. McCabe or Mead? Last time they went short, it was Mead who shot. This time she leaves it for McCabe in swinging. Deeper delivery this time, and Brosnan is able to take control of her area.
Yeah, Brosnan, she's really commanding her box every game she plays. She's really confident coming to claim them crosses. You've got to try and keep it away from her as much as possible, because she's really powerful to get through the group of players.
Wearing the captain's armband, of course. Courtney Brosnan for much of this campaign. Sign a new deal with Everton back in February, and joined from West Ham United 5 years ago now. She has proven to be such a reliable presence between the sticks for them. Codina. Interesting to see Pacheco there popping up in almost a number 10 role. Seems like she's given a bit of freedom to roam.
Yeah, it's probably just to change things up, question Arsenal's pressure a little bit. How will they deal with the overload on the outside with Pacheco coming inside? You have to find different ways to try and manipulate this Arsenal press, because they are really aggressive. When they go, they sit off a little bit and then they set the trap for you when you go wide, and you have to find the connections to try and beat it.
Mornham showing her strength again, helped on by Mead. Emily Fox can loft one up towards Russo. Won't quite sit for Mead. Russo's there. And it was a big swing and a miss from their leading goal scorer. Danger not yet cleared though for Everton. Morgan tracking back here by Emily Fox. Space out wide. Good position here for a cross if she can pick any of the three players inside the Arsenal penalty area out. Instead they work it back to the left-hand side again. McCabe. Smith fancies a run here. And Brosnan once more, this time though at the second time of asking, was able to claim.
Yeah, Arsenal switch the ball really well and they get Olivia Smith in a 1v1. Russo here, she just takes the opposition away, so she gives that space to Smith, but then no one gets across the front post. Well dealt with by Brosnan.
Hayashi. Encouraging Ruby Mace to step out of defence, and there is a bit of space over there on that right-hand side. Tony Payne only going in one direction, that's towards the Arsenal goal. They're halfway blocked, but Everton still in control of the ball.
I think she just needs to make her decision a bit quicker. She was driving with the ball, you either have to make the commitment to cross the ball or go 1v1. I felt that she didn't make a decision quick enough, and with the pace that she has, I think she can go more 1v1 against Katie McCabe.
Once she has been able to get in behind the Republic of Ireland captain. Everton yet to fully exploit that though on their right-hand side of the attack. Here's another look at the first time that Beth Mead struck the frame of the goal. And then the second. I suppose, in a microcosm, that is just how effective and dangerous Beth Mead has been for the last 9 years in an Arsenal shirt. Through headers, right-footed shots, left-footed shots, inside the area, outside the area. Almost a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, she's been absolutely prolific. Nearly every season she's been involved in one way or another with the goals that Arsenal have scored, with the trophies that they have won, of course making the assist for the Champions League as well. You know, she's given a lot to this football club, and she deserves a really nice send-off tonight, and I'm pretty sure she'll be desperate to get a goal.
For someone like yourself, Fran, with a similar creative streak in you, as well as a scoring one, Beth Mead's still the only player in BWSL history with 50 goals and 50 assists. I mean, you can't be too far away from that, but it's a stunning achievement by an individual.
And it shows everything that she's given to this football club in terms of what she's helped them achieve, what she's done individually as well. You know, it's not an easy stat to have, that one, and it just shows that consistently she's turned up for this football club, and she's always given an output.
Here she is now. Over, losing out. Here's Snoyce. Now Hayashi. Need a bit more width here, Everton, over on that right-hand side. Eventually it arrives with Blundell. Ruby Mace goes for goal, and that one was audacious, to say the least.
Yeah, you can see the idea. I think Everton do really well in terms of winning that ball back, going forward. I mean, they've been under the cosh a little bit, but maybe should have tried to keep the ball a little bit longer in their moments since they don't have the ball much. Yeah, it looked like there was a bit of a challenge off the ball there on Frida Marnum.
She's still down, the Norwegian, and now asking the question from Grace Lowe. And the officials on this near side as well, not too happy. Martina Fernandez, it was who was coming across.
I think these are things that are coming into the women's game a little bit more now as we're progressing in the game. The challenges off the ball, that one probably a little bit, I would say a little bit too aggressive, but these are the things now that are getting brought into the game, blocking people who are making runs and making it difficult for you. It's never nice to be on the end of them, though, that's for sure.
I was going to say, of course you're never going to be the instigator, are you, Fran? Good as gold.
I'd probably get pushed over myself if I tried to do it to someone else.
Into the final 5 minutes of this first half here. We are still goalless, so as things stand, Arsenal will leapfrog Chelsea into second as Codina takes a bit of a risk up against Snoyce. The Gunners will only be second in the BWSL on goal difference. And of course, the benefits of that, for those of you just joining us, is that they will avoid the Champions League playoffs.
They're getting joy, Everton, when they are aggressive in the press. They're winning the ball back high, they're making it difficult, they're blocking passes. Arsenal are opting always to play out from the back. Borba especially, she's always looking for the shorter pass, even when Everton are higher in the press. And same thing again, Everton, they haven't had many set pieces, so they have to make these ones count to create a chance, create something from this.
And from Hayashi, this one out swinging, Pacheco's underneath it. Robin Moy will get there first. It's Kitagawa who hits it on the volley. Scored once for Everton in the BWSL this season. Hikaru Kitagawa. This is her first start since February. Missed a chunk of action, of course, due to the Asian Cup. Caldensi happy to assume responsibility here. Everton certainly have their tails up, though, as we approach the interval. Snoyce is in behind. Hamzar won't be able to beat Robin Moy to it, and Arsenal fans can breathe a sigh of relief. Mornan brings it forward with Mees. Okay, for Codina.
You can see the trap that Everton are trying. They're allowing the pass to Codina and Payne is jumping it. That's the trap that they want. At the moment, Arsenal are able to play out, but it'll take one moment that doesn't quite work. but they're doing it every single time that Codina gets the ball.
Fox nodded back in for Beth Mead. She went to grounds. Didn't appeal for a penalty from Grace Lowe. Just the 1 minute added on, and that's a lovely touch away from Lotte Wubben-Moy by Claire Wheeler, who has Snoyce ahead of her. Snoyce had gone far too early. Well, Arsenal billed tonight as a chance for fans to bid a fond farewell to their trio of departing stars, and Beth Mead very nearly had the perfect send-off at Emirates Stadium. Twice she rattled the crossbar, first from a header and then with a trademark strike. Everton grew back into the game as we approach the interval, but at half-time here in North London, it's Arsenal 0, Everton 0.
A little bit more. Arsenal just have a little bit more bite. I think, you know, of course, a draw is good for them in terms of going forward, but you have to win these games. These are the games that you have to win. And yes, it's a really nice occasion with sending off the girls, you know, who are going to be leaving the club, but send them off with a win. Give them a good feeling when they leave the club that they won their last game at the Emirates, and put yourself in a better position for them Champions League spots.
Still plenty to play for, of course, in this season, even with Manchester City winning the title race. Those points could lead to avoiding some qualifying playoff games towards the back end of this summer. And we'll just cut down on the number of matches that Arsenal will play. It is actually interesting seeing the number of games the respective sides have played coming into this match this season. For Everton, this is their 26th game of the campaign. It is Arsenal's 40th. Someone who has been a near ever-present is Alessia Russo, who is able to force the first corner of the second half.
Yeah, it's an interesting stat because obviously there's a lot of talk around the women's game at the moment in terms of the loading and teams playing a lot of matches, but on the flip side you've got some teams who just don't get the same amount and maybe don't get enough. So I think coming into this game, Everton hadn't played for a number of weeks. It's not the best preparation to come into a team like Arsenal, whereas on your flip side, Arsenal have played every 3 days, so it's a lot for them on the legs and the loading.
Five to aim for inside the penalty area. Smith just arriving to, it's curled in wickedly towards that near post. Brosnan punched. And McCabe will settle for another corner.
Yeah, again, Brosnan being strong, confident, coming to claim the ball, get it out of the danger zone. Even if you have to go through one of your own players.
The delivery in, cleared by Fernandez. Oh, that one's nestled in, but only for the offside flag to be raised on that far side, and Codina also thought that she was going to be leaving the Emirates with a lovely farewell gift.
Yeah, Everton do very well with the first. Just offside, the back foot, but Everton do really well there. You can see the two players who are lowest, they're sprinting out, they're getting out, they're not delaying, and that's the reason why Codina is left offside. Pacheco sprinting forward.
There is Pacheco, this time looking to turn it into attack, but has gifted possession right back to Arsenal. Smith. Frida Morner coaxing one in over the head of Mead. It won't quite fall for Emily Fox.
Yeah, the intensity is up now with Arsenal. They've come out the second half. It's only been a couple of minutes, but you can see the intent in the passing, the work rate.
So they had the ball in the back of the nets from the last corner, only for it to be ruled out correctly for offside. What can they do here? A bit deeper from McCabe. Russo waiting for it to drop. It was taken off her head. And Mace does just enough to force that one behind via Olivia Smith. It was just one win from Everton's opening 9 BWSL matches, but they did win all 3 of their February games as they burst into a nice bit of form. Momentum has slightly been broken up though, the last game before this one, right at the end of last month, as Payne can get into the penalty area and test Anneki Borber at her near post. The German stuck to her task.
Yeah, it's really good play from Everton, going from the goal kick. Arsenal commit so many players to the front press that if you're able to beat it, the middle of the pitch becomes a lot bigger, and you have the space where you can play through, and they do it really well. Payne getting 1v1 with Katie McCabe, unable to get that final product, but it's positive from Everton.
She has looked the most likely, hasn't she, in Everton colours this evening. Also well matched for pace by Martina Fernandez. Brosnan again taking a bit of a risk. And Arsenal win it back deep in Everton territory. Beth Mead. Drop of the shoulder from Emily Fox, who thought it was a corner. Thought Pacheco got the final touch. Breslow and her officiating team say no.
It's very close. We don't have the luxury of having the lines. I think they just get up in time.
That's Pacheco, wasn't it? The deepest of the defenders. With her and Claire Wheeler on the posts defensively from the corner.
I mean, Palova is definitely offside. Kadina is the one that maybe you can question is one of the back legs of an Everton defender keeping her onside.
It would have been her very first Barclays Women's Super League goal, like Kadina. That's a clever flick on. It was Tony Payne who went down under the challenge of Katie McCabe, and that would have been an interesting decision as well to see whether or not the lines on this side would have flagged that one offside. It looked tight to me. Here's Smith. Finding space for the shots, and for the 3rd time this evening, Arsenal hit the crossbar.
Just not quite happening for them at the moment. It's really good play from Olivia Smith. Isolates 1v1, comes inside. Great strike, so unlucky. It would have been interesting to see that Katie McCabe, Tony Payne incident again, because it comes off that.
Well, she is a former Liverpool player, of course. Olivia Smith very nearly returned to haunt former Merseyside rival for the second time this season. Strong challenge by Pacheco. Caldente spots the opportunity.
Just the final passes at the moment. It looks like it's lacking a little bit of power. It's just not quite getting the full strength to really punch that ball in.
Here's McCabe. Blunder with some work to do here up against Smith. Oh, he's a tricky customer on the left-hand side, and Payne's back there to help her out. Wheeler's continued her run. Only for Codina to step in.
Yeah, it's good defending because Everton had overloaded on the left-hand side. Really, really vital that Arsenal defensively got back in there and they managed to do it.
Hooked on by Morgan. Smith trying to get around Anna Blundell. Responded well to her task there.
Yeah, Hayashi there. She just jumps when she shouldn't and allows Marnham the space in the middle. Good recovery from Blundell, but you have to make sure if you're going to jump that everyone else is coming behind you. Your centre-backs are telling you can go.
Needs cross. One up for Russo. Mace underneath that one. Short they go. McCabe's delivery, and this time Ruby Mace had a clear shout by Brosnan.
Yeah, they defended the set pieces really well. Arsenal going short a couple of times, trying to switch it up a little bit. Clever by Ruby Mace. She knows the ball's going out. She's probably got a shout. Just duck, allow your team to get back up. I think there was a stat in the Aston Villa game of how many corners Arsenal have had, and they haven't scored many goals from them. I think that was a stat that I saw the other day.
It's definitely not been as fertile ground this season as it has in previous campaigns. Set pieces for the Gunners.
Yeah, look, they're going to get many. They're going to get many in the game because of how they possess the ball, because of the chances that they create. So maybe it's something that they have to look at for next season in terms of how can we be more ruthless in their moments.
Wheeler spotting Blundell on the move. Plenty of time to look up and pick the pass, but Wubben-Moy behind that one. Oh, Kitagawa's shot was charged down by Pelova. And Rousseau. And he's dragged to the ground by Mace.
Yeah, it's clever from Ruby Mace. She knows she's not going to beat Russo in that moment, but Russo does really well to hold the ball up, wins her team a foul. Coming off Everton's probably one of their best moves of the game in terms of the pass through to Blundell. She puts it in a really good area. There's just no runners that get across Lotte Wubben-Moy to make it difficult.
Going back to that stat that you mentioned, Fran, Arsenal do rank 9th out of the 12 WSL teams for corners per goal, averaging 1 every 52 at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's something they need to look at next year. I think because they create so many chances that will result in a corner. If you know you're going to get this many corners per game, per season, you've got to try and get that number up.
Well, they do rank 3rd in the BWSL for most corners this season. And as mentioned there, the conversion rate not too good. Fair to say that maybe was another wasted opportunity by Kramzar, just to bring some players into play on the counter-attack.
I think she went the wrong way. She's gone back across her body. Tony Payne, she's busting her gut to get forward. Katie McCabe was inside, she was free. She's just not looked and assessed all her options, and she's gone the wrong way.
Olivia Smith, drop of the shoulder away from Blundell and prodded towards goal by Alessia Russo. That one straight at Courtney Brosnan.
Positive play again from Smith. It's been a really good battle here, actually. I think there's been a mixture of Hannah Blundell doing really well, and other times Smith also. Russo gets across the defender, just can't get enough on it.
Here's Fox. Finding Caldente. Oh, and it's Victoria Pelova. Wouldn't sit for her, may sit for Smith. Again, Brosnan right behind that one.
Yeah, coming a little bit unstuck at the moment, Everton. I wonder when we'll see some changes coming in. The work the players have had to do off the ball. It's very difficult against a team like Arsenal to maintain that level. You've got to get some fresh legs on and lift the level higher and give the other girls a chance to come in and make a difference into the game.
Both teams are preparing their changes now. It'll be interesting to see whether this may be the end of Beth Mead's final Emirates Stadium appearance in an Arsenal shirt. Of course, we still don't know where she's going to end up. She may return wearing unfamiliar colours. Comes forward by Caldente. Kramzar. Snoice. Tony Payne has the pace to get there. Delays and awaits the support. All of the zip has now left this breakaway. She's injected a bit more pace here, in by Payne. Now Mornan, space for her to stride. Russo ahead of her, trying to create some space. Does go towards this evening's Arsenal captain. Caldente takes over. Russo, angle delivery, looking for Beth Mead. It will come for Fox, and the offside flag does go up.
Yeah, each time it's been the best chance for Arsenal has come off an Everton attack. Tony Payne again there, not quite getting the delivery in, and now we see the changes coming in.
So Vignola on for Katja Snoice. And it is Sarah Kramzar being replaced by Kelly Gago. So that's Everton. And you may be about to hear a huge noise here. Fox leaving the field first to be replaced by Smila Holmberg. An Emirates ovation for a true Arsenal legend. She arrived in North London a rising star, and what followed was much more than the fulfilment of promise. It was legacy. Goals that have lifted stadiums, assists that have changed games, and trophies that have defined the last 9 years at Arsenal. She will go down as one of the Gunners' greats, whose contribution will never be forgotten in North London.
Yeah, she can be really proud of the career that she's had at Arsenal. Everything she's contributed, all the goals she scored, assists. She'll probably be gutted that she came off, because she'll be desperate to have scored a goal today. But to get this reception that she's got, I think she'll be very, very proud. And yeah, I'm excited to see where she goes next, because I think she still has a lot to give.
Caitlin Ford is the player on in her place, hoping to add to her 5 goals in the BWSL against Everton. Holmberg herself actually is in really good form in terms of goal contributions. Did score her first 2 goals for the Gunners the last time that she played here against Leicester. Has actually been directly involved in 6 goals in just 3 home starts in the Women's Super League. The other 4 of those assists.
Yeah, she has really good delivery. When she gets down the byline and she's able to whip across in, she's got a few assists doing that. She's definitely a talented player who Arsenal will definitely try to nurture. It'll be interesting to see where they look to play her next season. I know they've played her at right back, they've played her as winger. So it'll be interesting to see where they try and adapt and put her in. But it's good that you can have a player that can do both roles.
Here she is. First glimpse of her this evening. Ford through the lines, looking for Caldente, who was making a good run through the middle.
Good defending there by Martinez. Reads it really well.
So 2 changes made by Renee Slagers in an attempt to go for all 3 points this evening. As mentioned, we know that this race for automatic Champions League qualification and avoiding those qualifiers will go to the final day by its very nature of the 2 teams involved in Chelsea and Arsenal, but a win would certainly settle the nerves that bit more. Wubbenmoy. Look at the time that Holmberg has in possession here. She showed too much of it to Kittigawa. Over, punching one out to his left-hand side. Smith across, there's Holmberg. And again, snuffed out by Kittigawa.
Good play from Arsenal. Draw Everton in, get the switch play. Lotte Wubbenmoy straight down the line to Holmberg. Get unlucky with the deliveries and where the ball lands in the box.
Caldente away from Vignola. Smith, a very useful outlet on this left-hand side. There's Caldente. Ruby Mace able to get a toe in. Asking Kelly Gago there to do a bit of chasing. Someone whose future was uncertain at points this season. She is still their leading BWSL scorer, Everton. Last time out, made her first start since, I guess, her reintegration following the January fallout surrounding a potential move to PSG. Kitagawa can roar forward on that left-hand side. She was looking for Gargo. Maybe just rush things.
Yeah, does really well, anticipates the pass, gets in ahead of Caitlin Ford. It's the same situation for Everton. Allow players to get up the pitch or wait for the run to happen. She's played it when Gargo's relatively looking at it. She hasn't made the run yet, and it makes it difficult for her.
And now they're on the back foot again as Smith goes to ground. She didn't make a meal of it, the Canadian. Straight back to her feet.
Yeah, I don't think it was a penalty. Don't think there was enough in there.
Caldente. Telegraph pass was cut out by Wheeler, who was then fouled by Russo. 20 minutes to play. Everton still managing to keep the Gunners at bay.
Yeah, no, nothing in that one. Looks like she just lost balance with a little bit of contact.
Moy under considerable pressure. Will happily settle for an Arsenal throw-in. Kelly Gargo did score a late winner on her last trip to North London. That was the 2-1 win over Tottenham. Coincidentally, that was Everton's most recent win as well. The 3 games since, they've been beaten at Manchester United. They lost at home in the Merseyside derby to Liverpool, before they were defeated on home turf by 4-1 against Chelsea.
Yeah, she's a prolific goal scorer. Scored really important goals for Everton. Obviously been in and out of the team. Obviously the rumours around January, but Arsenal definitely don't want to give her an opportunity, because she is someone who can put the ball in the back of the net 9 times out of 10 when she gets them opportunities.
I guess part of Scott Phelan's job when he took over on an interim basis from Brian Sorensen was all about the reintegration of their star striker. One back by Ford. Codina. Wheeler out for Kitagawa. Stina Blackstenius getting herself ready to join the action. 9 goals and 3 assists in the BWSL this season. She's never actually scored in the competition against Everton. That one's loose by Brosnan. Ford. Warnham looking for the return ball to the Australian. Caldente in for Palova, took it beautifully on the turn. Panic stations a bit there by Everton as they rush to clear. It's going to come back their way again. Holmberg. Arsenal corner.
Yeah, Everton struggling a little bit to get pressure on the ball. Blackstenius will give Arsenal a different dimension in terms of stretching the back line, maybe gives them something else when they do have possession. They don't have many runners going forward at the moment trying to stretch the back line. So I think you'll see Blackstenius Also can see Chloe Kelly as well. She's someone who will just get the ball out her feet and whip the ball into the box, which obviously having Blackstenius in there, I think you'll see a partnership probably of Russo and Blackstenius. So Blackstenius will be more the stretcher, just give Arsenal a little bit different dimension.
Before they can make that change, it's McCabe with the corner. There's Wubben-Moy, and it was blocked on its way through to goal by Mats Pacheco. So often, Otto Wubben-Moy, the aerial threat inside the opposition penalty area for Arsenal. The Toffees had more than enough players defending Brosnan's goal. Caldente, Frida Mornham. Smith looking for the reverse ball. Mornham not quite on the same wavelength.
Yeah, it's just not clicking for Arsenal at the moment. She finds herself free, Lotte Wubben-Moy there.
Vignola did so well to bring that down initially. Here's Hayashi. Kadina it was who went bundling into her. I should point out, actually, it's been 39 games since Everton's last goalless draw in the BWSL. That was, though, against Arsenal back in December 2024. That being said, Arsenal have scored more goals in the last 15 minutes of games than anyone else in the top flight, and this double change may just continue that run for them. So Smith and Morgan both off. It's Kelly and Blackstenius on. No time to rest for those Everton defenders.
No, they just need a spark, Arsenal. They just need something different from what they're doing at the moment, and I think this will give them it, with Blackstenius looking to stretch a bit more, Chloe Kelly being probably a little bit more dangerous with deliveries into the box. But they've got to work this Everton back line a little bit more than they have been doing so far.
Kitagawa.
It's just forced. As is that.
Both teams guilty of being slightly wasteful in possession here. Pacheco still full of running up against Holmberg.
Don't think that was the right decision. I think Pacheco has sold the ref on that one.
What it does do is it gives Everton a chance to get forward a good 20 or so yards. There have been times in this second half where Rene Slager's side have pinned the Toffees back. When those opportunities to get forward do arise, they can't afford to gift possession back to Arsenal like they did there. Up forward by Holmberg. Here is the stretching run that we see from Blackstenius.
I just think someone has to take control of the game now. I think it's getting a little bit sloppy. The passing, the movement, everything is just a little bit too sloppy for me. Someone's just got to take control of the game, whether it's an individual player, whether it's a couple of players. If you're Arsenal, you need that player. You need someone to come in. At Everton, I think, you know, away from home at Arsenal, 0-0 draw, you're looking at it happy. Arsenal, if they really want to push for this last game of the season, need someone to take control a little bit more.
Will it be Chloe Kelly? The ball is flicked on. Oh, there's danger at the far post. Caitlin Ford waiting for that to bounce favourably into her path. Courtney Brosnan spotted the danger early on.
Yeah, and this is what Chloe Kelly's all about. Get the ball out of her feet, whip it in. Yes, okay, get a lucky deflection, but she's looking for it each time. And the Arsenal players will know that that's what Chloe Kelly's come on to do. So they have to get in the box. They have to get themselves in moments where if the ball drops, it's going to land to them.
Should mention, as things stand for Everton, Courtney Brosnan's 4th clean sheet. That will mean they are within 3 points of London City Lionesses in 7th place in the BWSL. So there is the opportunity for them to climb a place in the table, although they will be needing a big result against Leicester City on the final day, and for other results to go their way too. Over sliding in, winning it back from Vignola. Caldente for Russo. Kelly judged the weight on the ball. Arsenal starting to move it a bit quicker. Kelly lines up another delivery over the heads. Those Everton defenders who did just enough to prevent that one from going goalwards. Martina Fernandez, who's taken a bit of a sore one there inside her own penalty area.
Yeah, I think the Everton players were saying it was her head. But it's another dangerous cross from Chloe Kelly. It's what she's been brought on to do. Maxinius is in the box, the players are in the box. Touch out of her feet, delivery, making it difficult. It's a really good cross here. Strong from Brosnan again. As we said earlier, you have to sometimes go through your own player to clear the ball. Gets a little bit lucky with the ricochet that it goes outside the width of the goal. She gets a good clatter there, Martinez.
I suppose, as long as they continue to shut out Arsenal and are able to hold on to this clean sheet, Martina Fernandez won't mind too much. 25,060 in attendance on this wet Wednesday night in North London. Arsenal with a little under 10 minutes to give them something to go home happy about as it's in towards Russo. Couldn't angle her effort goalwards.
Yeah, they're getting a lot more crosses into the box now. Russo, she peels away. Gets there maybe a little bit too early. So it's actually a really good opportunity for Russo, but she just misjudges it.
Has scored a wide variety of goals this season, Alessia Russo. I'd expect a striker of high calibre to at least testing Courtney Brosnan there. It's almost as if she misjudged the flights of the ball. Just a good job we have an expert on headed goals alongside me this evening in the diminutive Fran Kirby. Forward looking for Holmberg, who was making good ground over on that far side. Oh, Tony Payne with a really good run. Spotted by Claire Wheeler.
It's good goalkeeping. Read it well.
loose once more, invites Chloe Kelly in on the action. Yeah, she's still down, stretching out cramp there in front of her defenders, who will be screaming for her to get back to her feet.
They've had 2 occasions to kick the ball off the pitch. They haven't done it. Arsenal aren't going to kick the ball out. They're going to keep playing.
She's still down. As Chloe Kelly can drop her shoulder and get the ball in, and Brosnan was strong under the challenge at her near post.
Yeah, it was the first one. Martinez is looking up, can see her players on the floor. She tries to dink a ball in, loses the ball. Hayashi stays down. Everton then want Arsenal to kick the ball out, even though they've had an opportunity to. They win the ball back again, they lose it again, and then they're complaining again.
Now she can finally receive treatment, Sanoka Hayashi.
I mean, these Everton players have done a lot of work off the ball tonight.
And for her, it's her first start in the BWSL since West Ham United way back in February.
And she's covered a lot of ground tonight as well.
Certainly has. Scott Phelan is feeling the possibility of a big point here in North London. It's a reminder where that leaves us in the race for second in the BWSL. Arsenal by goal difference as things stand. Still ahead of Chelsea going into the final game, level on points. Everton will make a change, and she expects will be the player leaving the pitch, Aurora Ghali, to come on in her place. Back at her influential best against Liverpool 2 games ago. By far their most creative player on the pitch. Really trying to make up for lost time now, having returned from that ACL injury.
Yeah, it's really nice to see her back. She did the injury against us. I want to say it was the first game of the season, actually, that she did it. So she missed the whole season. It was gutting to see what happened. She's a very talented player, able to get around the pitch. To have her back, I think Everton will be really, really happy about that.
Such a spark as well. Created 5 chances in that game I mentioned against Liverpool. Also scored a deflected free kick in the Merseyside derby.
Yeah, I think they were looking more at resting her for this game, ready for the game that's coming on the weekend. Not used to playing so close games back to back. You want to look after players like her so she doesn't pick up little knocks along the way. Allow her to build and build slowly.
Five minutes for Arsenal to try to turn 1 point into 3. 5 minutes for Everton to hold out. Maybe even go search of a winner themselves as Vignola can stride forwards. Joined by 3 Arsenal defenders, Vignola gets the shot off, and it took a deflection. Aniki Borba was rooted to the spot, but happy to watch that one go past her post.
Yeah, really good play, great pass. Makes the right decision here to hold the ball up. Nearly gets a bit lucky with the deflection. Wins her team a corner, though.
Burst onto the scene, didn't she, in the Merseyside derby on the opening day of the season. A hat-trick against Liverpool. Just the 1 goal for her in the BWSL since then. Delivered by Ghali. Moy away at first and struck on the half volley. Over the crossbar. And a blunder.
Yeah, you get a lot of people talking about you when you have an amazing debut like she did. It's always hard to maintain that level. Just getting a little bit rushed. from Arsenal.
Maybe that is why they are looking towards Leah Williamson to bring a bit of calm and composure to proceedings as they look to build from the back at this late stage. Perhaps even give Laia Codina a nice ovation as well on her final appearance here at the Emirates.
Yeah, and you want to get Leah Williamson back into the game, back getting minutes, obviously having another little niggle. But you've got to try and keep her fit.
She is able to make her way onto the pitch. We are looking at a healthy dosage of stoppage time here. Stina Blackstenius behind Holmberg, and it's been a fairly accurate depiction of how things have gone for Arsenal in this game. Passing not quite as smooth or as crisp as it usually is.
I think the movement's really good from Blackstenius. It gives Arsenal a different dimension, but it's the next phase. It's making sure that the next pass sticks. You want to maintain possession higher up the pitch to create chances.
Five minutes. It's offered the Arsenal fans encouragement inside the Emirates. They're on the front foot here with Smilla Holmberg. Ball in. Prodded away by Mace. Kelly this time. And Holmberg! He's still break here. Caitlin Ford. Excellent last-ditch defending by Maz Pacheco, who threw herself in front of the ball.
Well, I don't want to jinx it because there's still 4 minutes to play, but I think Everton have defended very well. The deliveries from Arsenal have been coming in the whole game. Here, body on the line, get yourself in. I think you'll see a bit more momentum from Arsenal now in these last few minutes as they're trying to obviously get that goal, but the way Everton have defended today, they've made it really difficult for us, especially in the crossing situations.
That was a nice moment for Laia Codina as she waves goodbye to Arsenal after 3 years here. She's won a trophy in each of her 3 seasons. And this Leah Williamson on in her place. Her first contribution will be to attack this set piece. And there she was, and Brosnan got there first. Comes out to Chloe Kelly, that was charged down. Everton with everyone back. 3 minutes to play, coaxed back in towards Williamson. It will be another Arsenal corner.
Yeah, the game has come to life towards the last few minutes of the game with Arsenal pushing, trying to get this goal. But another clever header from Mace to get the ball out of that area.
Holmberg usually so good delivering with that right foot. Leah Williamson, who scored her first goal at this stadium on her last appearance here against Leicester in the 7-0 victory.
With a delivery from Holmberg.
Holmberg takes aim away at that near post by Gargo. Comes on by Ruben Moore, there is Williamson, and Blackstenius! Arsenal have licked it after 90! Everton, who had worked so hard for 93 Arsenal will be consolidating their place in second. They go into the final day with momentum and confidence and 2 points clear over Chelsea. And it's Stina Blackstenius delivering another big goal for the Gunners.
Yeah, it's good second phase in Caitlin Ford. Who reacts to this ball? She's offside. Lots of women more. She's offside. Courtney Brosnan wins the ball as well. Probably another question mark. Should it be a foul? Blackstenius is there. It falls for her, but the goal shouldn't stand. I think Lotte Wibben-Moy is in an offside position when the ball comes in. Courtney Brosnan hits the ball onto Leah Williams's head. They've got two players on the line, but they can't react to it. It's a great finish from Blackstenius.
It will be a contentious goal, I'm sure, but it's WSL goal number 10 for Stina Blackstenius this season, and she finally breaks her hoodoo against Everton. All the attention on the officials. Grace Lowe and her team.
Everton will be absolutely gutted. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Well, Everton now robbed of the opportunity to move up to 7th on the final day. Makes their game against Leicester City a bit of a dead rubber unless they can hit back with time still left on the clock.
We'll have to see it completely again to make sure that Lotte Wibben-Moy is offside, but it looks like she's gone offside.
As mentioned, Arsenal are by far the most prolific and efficient team in the final 15 minutes of BWSL games this season. Scott Phelan will feel as though his team have been robbed of a draw here after a valiant defensive showing. Of course, you can argue that Arsenal are deserving of the victory and they might have a chance to wrap it up here, but for Ruby Mace reading that one very well. Still, Grace Lowe holds on to her whistle. No sign of that one coming just yet. Chloe Kelly won't be in any particular hurry to get this one towards the visiting penalty area.
It's good play from Chloe Kelly. Knows what the game needs, game management, take the ball to the corner, see the game out.
Courtney Brosnan every right to feel frustrated. Lorente. Still no sign of full time. Way past our 5 minutes added on. Holmberg happy to shepherd this one into the corner.
That looked like the ball went out there.
Surely it went out there, right in front of the official.
Arsenal managing the game well, slowing everything down, taking the ball to the corner.
Well, Arsenal Arsenal do sign off at Emirates Stadium with a win, and I think, judging by Renee Slager's relief on her face, she will know they are perhaps fortunate to have benefited from an offside decision in their favour. Stina Blackstenius it was who was able to pounce, but Lotte Wubben-Moy had strayed offside in the build-up to the goal. But meanwhile, minds, it means she is able to wave goodbye to Emirates Stadium with 3 points as Arsenal keep their hopes of automatic qualification for the league phase of the Champions League very much alive. She struck the bar twice. Olivia Smith also rattled the frame of the goal, but it finishes here. Arsenal 1, Everton 0.